Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. This video is going to be actually very interesting because we're going to be talking about the top pre-built PCs of this year. Now, as we all know, maybe some of you might know, computer parts have been becoming more and more expensive, and that affects whether or not it is still worth it to build your own PC, right? And for some people, it might be worth it. They want to spend maybe a little bit more money and be 100% satisfied with what they're buying, right? Other people might want to spend just a little bit less money, buy a pre-built, and maybe not being 100% satisfied, but they don't care. They just want a PC that can be decent enough to play most games at a decent with a decent performance and stuff like that. So today we're going to be talking about the top pre-built PCs that you can buy over the course of this year. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that YouTube has been really weird lately. They've been removing some of my subscribers, some views, likes, stuff like that. And I'm kind of sad, especially on this rainy day. Let me just look at this, bro. Look at outside. It's rainy. It is absolutely garbage. Anyways, so if you guys want to, just go down there, drop a like button, hit that subscribe button. It'll help me a lot. It's free. You can always change your mind. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so at number 3, we have the Dell G5 gaming tower, and this thing, it's I've seen a lot of reviews that say it's not as good as it actually is, because it's actually a decent PC. I bought a few and they're actually pretty decent. They can handle most games without any sort of problems. They can play Fortnite, decent FPS, Call of Duty, decent FPS. It is actually a really nice PC. However, there are a couple of problems with it. The number one problem is the heating issue. The circulation of the system, the cooling of the system, it's pretty bad. If I was going to render, say, some animation thing, that's not even that, big, the GPU might get up to 80-90 degrees, and that's not really good. That is below, of course, the thermal throttling temperature, but it's not good. It's not good to be at 90 degrees, especially when I can do it on my other PC at 70 degrees. So it gets quite hot, especially because of how cramped and small the PC is. I mean, it is just so compact. Inside is just packed. You see the motherboard, I don't know what they were thinking. Dude, it's kind of small, it's a small PC. So the two issues, heating and the size of it and the circulation, is really bad. If the heating issue is not a problem with you, just buy it. It's a good PC. You can of course choose what parts you want in it on the Dell website when you buy it, but yeah, main problem, heating. Number 2, we have the ABS Gladiator gaming PC, and this one is actually it's actually considered one of the best PCs on Newegg, and it is insane. It looks insane. It looks like a custom PC that you would build. I don't know. It looks so sick. And to be quite honest, it is a sick PC. It is. It has really good performance. And it is just the darnest PC you can buy. I guess the only problem with it is how expensive it is. It's actually really expensive. It's $3,000, $2,000-$3,000, and considering that it's a pre-built, that's pretty expensive. The G5 that I mentioned earlier is only $1,000, $2,000 at most. The ABS Gladiator, considering that if you're gonna get an i7 10th generation and an RTX and a RTX 3080 or whatever, yeah, it's $2,000-$3,000, and it should be a lot cheaper. However, if you're gonna get some AMD processor and the RTX 3090 Ti, then it might be worth $3,000 buying the PC. But it's on the expensive side, so definitely consider if you want to buy a pre-built for an expensive price or build your own PC for an expensive price. And at number 1, we have the Alienware Aurora R12. Now, this one it's kind of different than the others, because this one, I mean, it's also made by Dell, Alienware, and I ordered one a couple weeks ago. It'll come in like July maybe. So if you want to stick around for a review on that, just drop a like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and hopefully, it does come in July and there's no delay in shipping, because I know that's a problem with PCs these days, the delivery issue. So, make sure you stick around if you want a review on that. I'm not 100% familiar with this, but I do know, based off of some reviews, that there are like lots of ports. It is like the king of ports. If you want like 20 ports, get this one. Actually, there's like 12 USB ports. I'm not quite sure, but it also looks like super cool. I mean, we all know what an Alienware PC looks like, right? I mean, it looks different than all the other PCs, and unlike the Dell G5 computer, it actually has a good cooling system, so it won't overheat no matter what. So you don't need to upgrade the cooling system like you might have to in the G5. And again, this one is pretty expensive. So again, you might want to consider whether or not you want to spend like a couple $1,000s on a pre-built when you can build your own. So it's just expensive. That's, I guess, the main reason why people might not want to buy it. Another reason why people might not want to buy this PC is because of how loud it is. I know that it might get up to like 80 decibels, but it does get quite loud. But if you're gonna use it, just usually the R12 might be able to be pretty quiet. I mean, it's like 40-50 decibels playing a game, maybe 60 decibels playing a game. But if you're running like say like Forza Horizon or like Call of Duty max settings, then the fans might get a bit loud, but usually it's pretty quiet, maybe just a bit louder than the average PC. So that's another reason why people might not want to buy this PC. So I guess this kinda sums up all these PCs. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, that's all I gotta say about these PCs. Also, another thing to mention is if you want to see a review on these PCs, make sure you do drop a like button, subscribe to my channel. I mean, again, it helps with, the new YouTube algorithm, where I don't know what they were thinking, removing stuff from my channel. It is just absolute garbage. So if you want to smash that like button, maybe, more people will see this, be very useful. It's a very interesting video, you know what I mean? So, definitely, yeah. But that's it. Bye.